Hi guys, Anne here. I wanted to come on and give a bit of an energy update. Since we are all going through some rather significant shifting, I thought it was important just to sort of gauge kind of where we're at. And there's been a lot of information that has been coming through for me on this, and I wanted to share it. And it's really centered around this whole thing around self-awareness, self-worth, self-value, and self-confidence. So much of what I'm getting is the focus on self. So we have sort of many people that are in hermit type mode who are doing a lot of inner reflection, perhaps research, reading, understanding. And a lot of it has to do with self-analysis. So there's sort of a widespread energy with people trying to really understand themselves. And the further along we get in this process, the more knowledge that is available and comes in. So the more we can receive, the more we understand, the more we receive, and the more that we are able to sort of let go of some of the data that exists in us that is no longer relevant because we now have a higher perspective on it. And it's a circular event that happens in that we revisit and we come back and we revisit and we get a little bit deeper into it each time. And what that's leading to is just this fantastic sort of harmonious self-awareness, which is leading to more gratitude and love. And it's leading to the fulfillment in many people of just their manifestation of what they want in this lifetime. And so much of that really isn't in the material world. It's just there's been so much energy in people that they're just themselves, what exists within them has been weighing them down for their lifetime in some cases, holding on to things and never quite feeling that there's always been something there that's been nagging, or blockages, something like that, that has been holding some people away from experiencing true joy and happiness. And so much of that has been around carrying this extra emotional weight. And there's been a lot of work that has gone on in releasing and understanding all of that stuff, all of that programming, and understanding kind of oneself, that it leads to this really gorgeous feeling of more gratitude, because there's like a burden that has been lifted on so many, understanding more about kind of their purpose and why things needed to happen the way they did. So there's a lot of progress that's being made in this area, and that's where I'm feeling sort of the majority of the energy coming from is just in the release and the relief of what's been binding for so long. And the idea of healing, of better times ahead, of understanding now that, you know, it's all in the mind, it's all in the eye of the beholder. There is no secret beyond oneself. And just all of this is rolling out to a collective bigger picture, and it's being felt. And it's pretty fantastic. So the next level really is understanding that, you know, movement into the next level of being, into the higher consciousness, into the 5D, requires different thinking. And it requires us to not use our mind so much, but use our heart, and to be open, to be very open to new, because what has been the past, or what we have been accustomed to, is shifting and changing at actually very rapid, very, very rapid speeds. And we are being asked right now to really embrace the unknown. And this is paramount. And this is what you learn as you move into higher consciousness living, is that you have to balance between living in the 3D world, because this is where we are currently, is living in the 3D world and making a living and looking after, you know, our family, our kids, being a parent, not for everybody, but in some cases, and paying taxes. Some things never go away, but we are, you know, still bound to this earth in so many ways. And then we also know that there is this big picture of unknown, of a greater collective, of a higher dimensional living, of less linear thinking, of more transparency, and just a different place. And the trick is to manage both of them right now. And that is what many of us are currently working on. So to keep that balance between the two without falling completely backwards or losing touch with this earth entirely. So that is our challenge for the next little while, is to maintain the proper balance in our energy, in our relationships, in our selves, and in our living. So I think that's the word of the day, or the word of the year, is balance. And the word fulcrum keeps coming to mind, is that leverage point, or that balance point, like on a teeter-totter. Well, that's what we call them, teeter-totter, where, you know, you're constantly managing your energy, and you're constantly checking yourself in terms of, are you looking at things from a conscious perspective? So there's a lot of that going on as we continue to become conscious and work on ourselves. And as we do this work on ourselves, it is expanding, it is what is being reflected on the outer world. So as within, so without is what is playing out right now. So this is really, really important work that we are all doing because it's reflective of where we are all collectively moving to and what our reality will become. So yes, super powerful times, so incredibly amazing. And there is one other, critical piece, which is what's coming up as as confidence. And I am reading this more, it definitely as confidence. There's some that are working towards having a stronger voice and being confident in themselves, and others who are working on becoming maybe a little bit less egoistic and more humble. And that kind of refers back to the balance I was talking about earlier. So those are the themes that I'm getting that are playing out right now for many of us. And it's very positive, probably because the new moon is coming into play, but there's been an awful lot of clearing work that's been going on, and I'm not suggesting that work is finished, but we're seeing some results, positive results for all that hard work out there. Thank you. Bye.